Hi everyone, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for clicking. In today's tutorial, we are going to be making a swing dress. We're going to use a lightweight yarn to create a nice flowy effect. The yarn I'm going to use is called Bamboo Pop. I got this on lovecrafts.com. I'll have it linked below. This is a 50% cotton and 50% bamboo yarn. Guys, I've really been playing around with fibers, so I've never used 50% cotton, 50% bamboo, but I'm excited to use it. Of course I did a little bit. I tried it out and I like the feel of it so far. This is a weight 3 yarn. This is in the color Apricot Slush. We're going to see how that works out. I'm also using a size 4mm hook, a pair of scissors, and measuring tape. Also, I almost forgot, I'm also going to use this. So this says 3.125 millimeter hook. That's kind of a weird sizing, but I don't have a 3mm hook. You honestly don't need to do this part if you don't want to. So I'm just going to use this so that it comes in a little under my bust. So we're only using this for a few rolls. It's not really something you have to have. So you can just continue with your size 4 hook. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be using this too, but it's optional. I'm getting started with my slip knot and I will be chaining 30. So in the third chain from my hook, I'm going to place a double crochet. So let me show you guys. I always forget. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So a double crochet, and I'm going to do that in each stitch down. So a total of 28. Okay, so what we have at this point, this is just what's going to go in the middle of our chest, where we're going to lace in between in the middle, and then we're going to be working around our bust area. So this part you might want to make longer or shorter, you know, it's up to you. I did this length for me, but if you need more coverage, you may need to make this part a little longer. You can just measure in the middle of your chest, like from the top to the bottom, how long you want this part to be. So now I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and then I'm going to place 2 double crochets into the first stitch that we have here. 2. Okay, and then I'm going to place 1 double crochet in each stitch down. We're only increasing on this side of the row. Don't increase down here. Just place 1 double crochet in each stitch going down. So we have our 1 increase on this side and no increase here. So now I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and I'm going to place a double crochet in every stitch, and in the last 2 stitches I will place 2 double crochets, and then you're going to repeat that for a total of 6 or 7 rows. On the next clip I say 6 rows, but on my actual dress I did 7, but of course it's dependent on your size. So now I have my 6 increase rows where I just increase on this one side, so 7 rows all together. And now I'm going to chain 2, and on the same side where I did my increases, so chain 2 and turn, and on the same side where I did my increases, now I'm going to do 6 rows of decreases. So I'll show you that. So I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over and pull through 2, okay? And then place double crochets in every stitch going down. And I'm just going to do this, I'm going to decrease the same way I increased. So when I get back here, so I'm going to go down this row, chain 2 and turn, and when I get back here at the last 2 stitches, I'm going to decrease again. So just continue for the next 6 rows, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so just showing you guys again. So after my decrease here, I went down, chain 2, and I turned, and I'm back, and I'm just going to show you again how I'm doing that decrease on this side. I'm yarning over, inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling through, inserting my hook into the next stitch, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through 3, yarning over, pulling through 2, chain 2, turn, and then you're going to do another decrease because we're on this same side. And after this decrease, you are just double crocheting in every stitch down. So go back and forth doing your decreases just on this side until you have a total of 13 rows, and then do 1 row of no decrease, okay? Just do a regular double crochet row because we want to have a total of 14, and just like we have a regular double crochet row here, we want to do the same thing on the other side before we move on with the pattern. All right, so now we have 7 inches here for this. You can make more if you want. Like, you can start off with more rows of double crochets and do this to make this part as large as you want to make it, but this was large enough for me. So and this is going to be for a standard size 2x, the length that I end up making this. So for a 2x, the bust measurement is a 50. So I'm going to need, so I want 4 inches from this side to the other side where it's going to come. This is going to be the middle of my chest area, and then there's going to be another portion like this that comes up where our straps will go. So this side, I want about 4 inches in between there. So I'm going to need to subtract 4 from 50. So that's going to be 46. And then I'm going to need to subtract another 7. So I'm going to need to subtract 7 because I'm just about to make the band to go around, and we know that this portion is 7 inches. So this portion needs to be 7 inches on the other side. So I'm going to subtract 4, 46, then I'm going to subtract 7 from 46, and I'm going to get 39. So I'm going to start placing double crochets, and you're going to do that for your measurement as well. I'm going to place double crochets in each stitch that we have back and forth until I can stretch my work to 39 inches. Okay, so you're just going to go down here, chain 2, turn, and you're just going to go back and forth with double crochet rows until you can until you can stretch your work to 39 inches without like overstretching. Yeah, I will show you when I complete that, and we will complete the rest of this portion together. For the band part, I did a total of 52. This is what's coming around the back. And now I'm going to just begin doing what we have here on this side. So I'm just going to do exactly what we have there. I'm going to do 1 row of regular double crochets without increasing or decreasing. All right, so after that, I need to make sure this next row is going to be an increase row. I just need to make sure that which side my other increases are on. Okay, so we have to go down to the last stitch because of where we are here. So we have to chain 2 and turn, and then in the last stitch of this row is when we're going to create do what we did on the other side, is where we're going to start that pattern. I just wanted to make sure that I reminded everybody that to be careful and to make sure that they do it on the same side where their other increases are. Okay, but I will meet you at the end of that. You're just doing the same thing we did already, and yeah. Okay, so now I'm done with this panel that will wrap around the front, the top, and my point is facing down here because I'm about to start working the bottom. So now I'm going to chain 1. I didn't detach my yarn. I'm going to chain 1. If you did a different size or if you did a different count, you might be on the other end, so you would need to reattach. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to begin placing 2 single crochets at the end of each row. So I'm just going down and placing 2 single crochets at the end of every row, and I'm still using my 4mm hook. This is just a different hook, same size though. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue doing that all the way down this top. Well, it's the bottom of the top. All right, so now we have completed our single crochets across the bottom of the top, and then I'm going to chain 12. And I'm going to slip stitch to the other side. So this part is going to be like that. I just want to show you. So then I'm going to slip stitch that, and I'm going to fasten off here. So we'll worry about the straps later, and then we're just going to work down the rest of the dress now. We'll do the straps last. Okay, so now I'm just going to like straighten out my piece and even it up. And I'm going to locate the middle. I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to put my 3mm hook or whatever size you have up to a 3.5, and I'm going to reattach my yarn using this hook in the middle of the back. And then I'm going to chain 2 and place a double crochet in that same stitch, and then place a double crochet in every stitch around. Okay, so now I'm going to join into that first chain 2 that we have on the other side right there. I'm joining with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn. All right, so I have my chain 2 and I turned, and then I'm going to insert my hook into that same space where I just did my slip stitch, like right next to my chain 2. So not really into this first stitch, but right into that same space where I did the chain 2. I hope you can see what I mean. And then I'm going to place double crochets in every stitch going around. And then because I placed a double crochet in here in this spot that isn't really actually a stitch, I'm going to skip the last stitch of this row. So I'll show you when I come back around what I mean, but I'm going to skip this stitch when I finish off. Now I'm going to skip the last stitch. I've come all the way around, and I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 2 that I made. And then I'm going to chain 2 and turn. And then I'm going to do the same thing again for the next 2 rows. I'm going to just work in the rounds. Well, for the rest of the bottom, we're working in the rounds, and you can do it in whichever way you prefer. I like to turn because I like the look of my stitches coming from both sides. So I like to turn, and yeah, but if you work in the rounds in a different way, feel free to do that. I'm just showing you guys what I do, how I do it. I also like the way my seam looks when I do it this way, but you can do it in any way you prefer. So I'm doing this for the next 3 rows. So 5 rows in total of just double crochets. And I will meet you after you do the next 3 rows. I've done 5 rows of double crochets, just double crochets going around, and I chained 2 and turned already. Now I'm placing a double crochet right next to that chain I made. I forgot to mention it in the clip, but don't forget to switch back to your 4mm hook. And then I'm going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Then I'm going to place 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 3 double crochets, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then 2 again. And I'm just going to alternate that, 1 double crochet in 3 stitches and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And I'm going to continue that all the way around. Okay, hey y'all. So I don't know what I was thinking, but for some reason I didn't record the next row after this one, which is just a row of double crochets. So you're only doing this one row of 1 double crochet in 3 stitches and 2 double crochets in 1 stitch in the same stitch, alternating that way. You're only doing that for 1 row, and then every row after that is just regular double crochets. No more increasing, no more decreasing. I'm sorry, I don't know why I didn't record that part, to be clear, but in the next clip I'm going to show you how many rows you need to do to complete the dress, or well, of course you can just go to whatever length you prefer. All right, so I've completed working around, and I really want to take a minute to shout out my friend Bridget. I'm going to link her down below. She makes some great designs, great patterns, and she helped me to figure out the perfect amount of increase. The increase that we did. I frogged this so many times, and she told me to try it, and so then I decided to try it, and it worked out. And I recorded it before I knew if it was going to work out or not, that last clip, and it did work out. And I really appreciate her for helping me, because it just kept being way too ruffled, way too pleated, and so that was like the perfect balance of what I was looking for. So yeah, I just wanted to give her a little shout out and say thank you so much. The amount of rows that I did to complete my dress, I did 40. So you remember we had this initial 5 before we started our increase row, where we did that one increase row. So altogether I have 45 rows. After my band, I have 45 rows, including the initial 5 and then the increase row. And then the rest of our double crochet rows, I have a total of 45 rows. I can't fit the full dress in the frame right now, but yeah, so 45 rows. Now what we're going to do is move on to our straps. Optionally, you can place single crochets around these edges to clean them up. I'm going to do that all the way around, but you don't have to. You could just start your strap here at the top at the point, but I am going to go all the way around, and I'm also going to double my strap. So but I'm just going to half double crochet down my strap. But I'm going to show you guys how I do that as I'm going around, okay? Okay, so I'm starting here at my corner. Right here we already have just double crochet, so we don't really need to put anything here. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to place single crochets. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to place 2 single crochets at the end of every row. Until we get to the point. I'm going to start my strap here. So now I'm at the top where the point is, and now I'm going to chain 75. So I chained 75, and in the second chain from my hook, I'm going to place a half double crochet, and then I'm going to place half double crochets all the way down. Okay, and so now I'm back. I went all the way down my chain with half double crochets. So now I need to slip stitch and back into my work. So I'm going to slip stitch right here, not right next to where I started, but the next stitch. Well, it's not actually a stitch because it's still the piece of my work that doesn't have stitches, that have double crochets, but I'm going to slip stitch there, and there we go. It's attached. And now I'm going to continue with placing my single crochets going down. And I'm going to do this all the way around. And then when I get to the back portion, so what I'm going to do right now is line this up, and I'm going to place a stitch marker. So I'm going to lay it out flat. Okay, so I'm just seeing where the back is, and I'm just going to line up the strap that I made, trying to make sure it's in the frame. Okay, I'm going to line up the strap that I made and place a stitch marker in that spot in the back so that I can know that that's where I'm going to do my next chain. Okay, and then I'm going to do exactly what you did here, except I'm going to do 85 the next time, just to make it a little longer since we are further down our back than where this is. I think I'm gonna do 95. So yeah, I'm gonna do 95 stitches for this one, and 95 chains. I'm sorry, not stitches, chains, but we are making half double crochet stitches. So okay, so I'm going to do 95 chains and go down with my half double crochets. I'm going to do that here, and then 75 here, and I'll meet you when I get back here. Okay, here's the completed dress. Let me try to straighten it out a little. I just want to show you guys where I finished off here. I just finished it off and then and fastened off, and then I did a long chain and laced it up in the middle. So it's pretty simple. Honestly, y'all, y'all see, this is a great lesson in why color lots are so important. I wasn't thinking about it, and this is the outcome. I am not pleased with it. I don't like that y'all can see the difference in color here and then down here and at the top. I'm really not happy with that. But yeah, I should have been paying attention to the color lot. I'm like kind of a little bit of a perfectionist. There are so many things about this. Well, that is a major issue for this dress for me. I'm really unhappy with the fact that I wasn't paying attention, and I couldn't see it until I went into different lighting. Very annoyed. And then I wish I would have doubled the top. Like, I wish that here I would have doubled the yarn. I didn't think I would have enough, but I definitely had plenty. I could have doubled the yarn at the top, and that would have been better. I'm probably going to remake this, and I'm going to double the top. I'm going to pay attention to the color lots. I'm going to do this in a different color though. But yeah, if you make this dress, definitely double your yarn for the top, unless you're using like a size 4 yarn or something, but double your yarn up there because it's too thin. Yeah, so that's just my suggestion, but it looks way better on a mannequin than it does laying on the floor right here. But y'all will see that in the pictures. You can also see me wearing it on TikTok, and on my Instagram, I'll have it on the mannequin and all of that stuff, so you can see more pictures of it. But thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, comment on the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing and liking and sharing helps so much for my channel. So yeah, I just appreciate you watching. Thank you. Bye.